Hi everyone, this is Marty Morris, and this is a very informal recording of the new system to record 211 calls in HMIS. So I've got myself set up as a test agency. So call staff will begin by going to CallPoint and starting a new call. And I'm going to call this guy caller 1. And the first thing we do is check to see if there are any existing client records with this name. To do that, we could click on the plus sign here, scroll up just a bit, first notice that it says no matches, so this is a new caller. And we'll begin by collecting the basic information, full name reported. Alias isn't required. We do want to get a social security number though. And that's a full social security number. We're going to say this person is not a veteran. And we're going to add a new client with this information and verify that. So now we are in the actual call record here. And you can scroll down and see here's where we'll be gathering our data. However, I would recommend first going to client information and choosing the ROI. And so we'll add a release of information, and the release will say has been granted. I believe the committee said we wanted to add a 1-week period on that, so easy enough to choose that. And documentation is going to be a verbal consent, and we do want to add the staff person taking the name, the staff person's name taking this consent, and save release of information. Now we're ready to collect our caller's information, so we'll go to current call, and I've added a default choice for type of call and caller type. Here's where we would grab a phone number if we can. And if we decide to add any caller notes, I don't really think they're going to be necessary, but we do have the option here. One other option that we have here is to import client data. If in fact this were an existing client, we could click this button and it would populate this screen with any existing information that was contained in the system. For right now though, this is a new caller, so we're going to add a birth date. I'm going to choose May 1, let's do 1990, and this is a full date of birth. It's a male, not fleeing a domestic violence situation. And we're going to make this guy literally homeless. So let's say he slept last night in a place not meant for habitation. And he has no other options for the next few days or weeks. And where might an outreach worker find you for services? Let's say he, eats lunch at Urban Ministry each day. And so his housing status is homeless, and his housing type, and Megan, I don't think this is the exact drop down you want, but I can amend it. Was just trying to make sure it was relevant to eligibility criteria. Now, since this guy is literally homeless, we would generally just go ahead and make a referral to coordinated entry. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and complete the rest of this. No, he does not have a disabling condition, clearly not pregnant. He has no income, we'll say no cash benefits, not covered by health insurance, and is not employed. So, we'll come on down here, save this, and now it's time to make our referral. So this takes us to the referral screen. In Service Point, you have to add a need in order to make a referral. So Rebecca and I spoke and we chose just 3 simple needs: domestic violence shelter, homeless shelter, and I use the term transitional housing shelter for all other types of housing programs. That may or may not be accurate, but for our purposes, I believe we can use it in that way. This gentleman, though, needs a referral to a homeless shelter. And we're going to add terms here, so that adds our need, and then we choose our referral. And again, after Rebecca and I spoke, we amended this so that there are really just 5 referrals to choose from. Coordinated entry, which would be used for anybody needing any of the homeless shelters, Charlotte Family Housing, My Sister's House, Safe Alliance, and the YWCA. Again, this is something else we can tweak and amend as we go forward. So we'll do Charlotte Mecklenburg coordinated entry for this. And I have to remember to click Add Provider. In my testing, I kept forgetting to do that. Scroll down just a bit more, and you'll see a summary of the referral. You do have the option here, I know it was discussed, to actually notify the provider by email. So we could do that if we wanted to. And here's our final summary that we're referring to coordinated entry for access to a homeless shelter. Scroll on down. We could add needs and outcomes if we wanted to. It's not essential, but we'll save all. And then come down here and note that the call is complete and save and end call. And that takes me back to my search screen. Now let me show you what Megan will see. So I'm going to go in and shadow you, Megan. Oops. And she is going to be entering data as Charlotte coordinated entry. And we've got a handy little thing here that shows incoming referrals. It's taking a little while to update, so we may see that referral come in, the referral that we just made come in, but right now it's still showing a 0. But Megan comes into the system via CallPoint, and she is looking for caller 1, who is now sitting in front of her. Let's do that right. And we search on that, and there they are. So we choose that. We use the current system date. And Megan can go in a couple of different ways. She can go into service transactions and view the entire service history. And here's where the need was identified by, this is CallPoint test. Eventually that will be 211 referral point. And the referral was made to coordinated entry. If she'd like to see the answers he gave, there's a couple of different ways we can do that, but the simplest thing I could set up right now was this assessment here, was to simply link the 211 pre-screening assessment under the assessment tab, and when we submit that, we can see this is the information that our caller provided us. Eventually, Megan, if you or however your crew wants to set it up, we can blend this in with your coordinated entry form that we are about to embark upon. So, I hope that helps. Please give me a call if you have any questions. Excuse me. And I'm looking forward to talk to everybody Tuesday. Have a great holiday weekend. Thanks.